Get ready for the Squawking Eagles Podcast, the show that covers only the Philadelphia Eagles. Think different. Think Squawking Eagles Podcast.
Hello, and welcome back to the Squawking Eagles Podcast. I am Mike, and I'm joined by Miguel and Mark. How's it going, guys?
How they say in the WWE, yeet.
Yeet.
Well, in this case, no yeet for the Eagles.
All I know is that we won. It wasn't pretty, but I knew it.
And I just finished watching the Cowboys and Giants, and the Cowboys won. And it was not a pretty win.
That was not pretty. Yeah,
it was not pretty. So
almost like Dak Prescott looks like Dak Prescott again after getting all his money.
Yeah. It's not.
I mean, when you got an owner that's worried about your dick size, no.
That was interesting. Yeah, I saw that.
See, I question that. Like, Jamie, why does he feel comfortable talking about that in front of Jamie Foxx? Like,
so this was.
Did he say the player's name? I didn't see
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. I was like, damn.
So they said that this was like during the preseason. So they were saying he was reading the scouting report on someone.
okay.
And he was going over the stats: 6'5", 240, whatever he said. He said he got a 9-inch hand and an 8-inch dick. I was like,
but it doesn't make.
Now that's an in detail scouting report.
Wow.
And that's what I need to know is like, how is that? Like, are all NFL teams measuring dick size? Like, does that?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say they're not doing that. I sure hope not.
I need to talk to a scout. I
sure hope not.
To find out that scouts go into the locker rooms in college, be like, "Hey guys,
hey, guess what? Here's a
we
tape
need your
measure.
fully sized
Jerry
measure
Jones
up."
needs to know. That's what it is. Jerry Jones needs to know. Can we get a tape measure?
Imagine that guy. Yeah. You should pull down your pants.
I also need you to get it hard.
Jerry's asking. Jerry's asking.
And that's the thing. Like, is it limp or is it hard? Like, what are we doing here?
For the sake of humanity, I'm hoping that was fully erect.
It's too late in the night to be starting off the podcast like this.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. Let's get back
no Diddy. No Diddy.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
Is it me? Also, by the way, is it me or is it like every single reel on Instagram is a Diddy reference to something?
I think that's just your algorithm.
I don't know, man. That's all I'm seeing.
That's all I'm seeing. Too. Matter of fact, I got to send you the new music video that they're.
My stuff is golf, cooking, random do-it-yourself shit, and then random political stuff.
Mine's is mostly women dressed scantily clad.
You know what? I got a few I can send you then, Miguel.
Yeah.
Throw off the algorithm. Got to throw the algorithm.
No. It'll help his algorithm. It'll just expand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna today, besides sizes, we're gonna talk about the game in New Orleans, and then we're gonna preview Tampa Bay Buccaneers Eagles on Sunday at 1. If you want to follow us over on Instagram, Squawking Eagles Podcast, subscribe, follow on YouTube, and if you're listening on Spotify, give us a follow on there too. So this game in New Orleans was a real barn burner going into halftime with a big score of 3-0.
You might as well call it a body bag game.
In the end, it turned out to be that, Miguel. You're right. There's a lot of guys went down during that game, and I felt like it was a lot of late hits, inappropriate hits. On both sides. I know. CJ Gardner-Johnson got fined for his tackle of Alvin Kamara. The guy who hit Devontae Smith from the back, he got fined. There was a lot of fines going out in that game, and I think the Eagles might have just started a new bit of a rivalry with the Saints because of this last game.
Oh yeah, they're back and forth, especially with CJ GJ talking his talk after the game. You saw Jaden Carter look like he want to go out there and run somebody over.
No, they were. CJ called them. They're not contenders; they're pretenders. With Derek Carr as their quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good game by the Eagles defense, though. Jalen Carter was
a
monster.
An animal. What happens when you don't double team him? He's gonna murder. I was talking to a lot of people. I heard a lot of people talking about they were complaining about Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis is not holding his weight. Jalen Carter not holding his weight. I said, excuse me, you just don't know football. First off, Jalen Carter has been double teamed more than any other defensive player so far this year. That's pulling his weight. Even if he's not getting the pressures, if he takes two guys, that's doing his job. And when he's not, Jordan Davis is taking two guys. Either way, that's helping the team. It kills me. What kills me is the fact that when those two are doing that, where's Huff? Where's Sweat? Where's Smith? Like, where's our DNs? Where's our blitz? Oh, wait, we don't have blitzing linebackers. Fangio, look, I get it. Last week, pretty cool.
We have a blitzing quarterback who can make tackles.
Can we blitz somebody? Can we just blitz somebody? I need a blitz.
Howie Roseman, I'm begging you, go out there and find us a pass rusher guy, because
who's out there though?
Well, the thing is, we have some. We just don't. We're not not going to rush for every down and hope to get someone home. It's just not going to work.
Listen, that doesn't. But also, you can't be out there tackling yourself. Like Huff will fall down on his own and fucking get held down by the tackle. Like,
can we just trade him back for Reddick? Can we just
one for one? One for one.
Right?
Would they do that? Would it just take Huff back for Hassan Reddick, who's just hanging out in Japan, not playing?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't bet.
You know what? He could come back cold and still probably play better than Huff.
Right. I mean, so again, we're talking about Huff, who has now played 3 games without a single statistic in the books. So it's virtually he has not played a game at all.
No, it's bad. Like
whereas
in the beginning, who has more tackles than him?
Our quarterback, Jalen Hurts, has more tackles than Bryce Huff. Now, like Mark, you said there's another side of that coin. There's a problem if our quarterback has any tackles. That means he's throwing the ball away and giving it up. He has, I think,
he's a little turnover prone.
That's what they're saying. Is it possible that he's turnover prone? Is that is that something we should start considering?
Well,
that's what he is.
The interception that he threw in this Saints game, that wasn't completely his fault. The fucking Smith didn't take that route hard to the left like he was supposed to, and the safety just came across his body. There was nothing he could do about that.
So I've heard that said by the commentators and a few different people that I've listened to. However, upon myself watching it, I felt like when Hurts looked at that route, he kind of stared it down, and Tyrann Mathieu is, one of the more respected safeties in the league. You can't throw that. If you're going to stare it down, you can't throw it.
No.
And I felt like it was kind of stared down a little bit. I don't wrong. I think Smith didn't cut it right. I think that's because it's not normally his kind of route. But it's one of the, I think it's a little bit, at least 30% Hurts' fault. Because I feel like if you're going to stare down that route, you're going to stare down Smith, you're going to expect some coverage. Like, that's a little, that's a rookie play.
Yeah.
And he's getting enough time back there where he doesn't have to stare down. He can go through his reads, and if it's not there, go take off running. And I think he's running around too much.
Toss a question to you guys. How come it? Whoa! What happened to my screen? Oh, sorry, something's popped up. Anyway, how come it feels like when Hurts has all the time in the world, he scrambles out of the pocket early?
Yeah.
And then when he is being pressured, he
stays there. Yep. I saw the same thing.
It's like the Braves backwards.
So it's fucking frustrating, bro.
It's backwards.
Move. It's sack.
He's not broken, but he is having a hard time adjusting to whatever kind of play calling and money and engagement, right? That's what I believe. I was just talking to people today about that. Like, athletes who come into the league unhitched, have a passion of burning in their stomach, and then they sign a big deal and it changes. They get engaged, it changes. Like that, everything changes. Then they get kids, that changes. That's something that I think that should be looked into. That's what happens.
Sometimes,
it changes
though.
there.
Other times, I feel like players have all that happen and they become better players.
Yeah, but I don't know. My question is it more often than not they become good players and they kind of miss? They're losing something. They lose that edge.
Maybe.
They lose the edge. They lose the edge.
You lose a little bit of hunger, right?
Right.
I mean,
You gotta start thinking, where's my brain gonna be for my family?
Mhm.
yeah. You start playing safe, like the
unless you're Tua, then you just don't care.
Right.
yeah. What was it? The one coach that came out the other day that was like, "Oh, we got guys in the locker room making business decisions, so we're gonna start." Oh, Doug Peterson to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
He said that too
Right.
because the guy on it was the guy
Raiders?
the Raiders. Yeah, Antonio Pierce
Yeah.
said it. Yeah.
Yeah,
he goes,
yeah.
Guys are making business decisions, and we're gonna have to make some business decisions this week. So,
Yep.
Yeah, that's what's happening. I think that's what
Devontae, are you leaving Las Vegas?
happened.
The rumor is if he does, he's going to the Jets.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Him and Rodgers are best friends.
Right.
Yeah. Where do you want to go? I thought Derek Carr or
I'll tell you what,
Derek
he
Carr
did
was-
like Derek Carr too, though.
Yeah.
He could go down there.
Oh, imagine that fucking receiving.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
That'd be kind of nutty. Although pairing him with Garrett Wilson's also pretty disgusting. I feel like that would truly solidify the Jets. Like I feel like their problem is that he has to lean on Lazard more than he wants to Rodgers. It is because I think Lazard just isn't as good as he used to be, or as much as he had hoped he would be. And so he's got to try to lean on these players because Garrett's getting double covered all the time, and so it just isn't quite. I've seen too many passes where like Lazard just drops the ball, and you see Rodgers literally like that like eye roll. Like, are you kidding me, bud? And you got to know if he has like Devontae and Garrett Wilson, like those two aren't dropping the ball, man. Like that's nutty.
Yeah, and maybe Garrett Wilson changes his kind of his play because I know they were talking about how he doesn't really finish his routes or he doesn't really start his routes on point, and so he's got to change that up on himself. But
and this section of the Jets podcast is brought to you by Sean Beckerman.
Sean Beckerman's in my ear about the Jets here. So this game against the Saints, Eagles defense, I think, showed up most of this game. They kept them in the game. I would say
100%.
85% of the time because
85. I'd go 90%.
That's like 98.
98%. Okay.
Let's just put it this way. Let's look at the scores. What did you guys predict was going to happen to us?
Right.
Well,
that was going to be a back and forth.
We had Miguel and I said, I said 40-17.
Okay.
And Miguel said 31-26.
And we held them how many?
12.
Okay, so they scored less than half both your predictions.
Right.
So I think the defense.
I was closer to 17. I was closer to 17.
No, wow. Come on now. Is that what we're doing?
Now we are. You gotta.
I don't even remember what my prediction was. Was it like 24 something?
24-21.
I'm not bad. I'll tell you. I predicted a win.
24-21, 3 points. They still you're right on with the 3 point. Again,
I got the 3 points and I got the win. I gotta go on about it because I'm happy it's an Eagles win. We can all celebrate.
Yes, we all can celebrate that it was an Eagles win. I feel. Let me just say, I going to that game, I was not, excited for an Eagles win. I didn't think it was going to happen. But now that they beat the Saints and that defense played the way they did, I feel better going into Tampa Bay now on Sunday.
I feel worse going into Tampa.
I was going to say, have you seen the injury report?
No A.J. Brown.
I know.
No Devontae Smith. No Lane Johnson. Mekhi Becton could be questionable.
No, Lane Johnson, he's progressing well that he could start on Sunday.
Not going to.
You don't think so?
No. I think you're kidding me. We were right up to a bye week. They're not going to risk it. Take the break, bring back. after that, we have the Browns. You're going to come back with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Lane Johnson, all healthy. We're going to come out on fire after the bye week. I'm thinking another low-scoring game this week.
Yeah. Well, Fred Johnson and Tyler Steen did do a really good job.
I was shocked how well they did.
Right.
Steen, after all the questions about Steen in the offseason, shows up and does his job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hats off to you, bud.
Everybody did, like, especially the defense. Jordan Davis showed up, got a sack. Jalen Carter talking trash with the other players, with the fans. Nick Sirianni had to go and tell him to calm down because
what happened?
Yeah,
I got a text message during that game.
Yeah,
at the end of the game, that the mayonnaise missile.
Will Levis.
No, Reed Blankenship.
He's called the mayonnaise missile.
I don't know why they called him that. They called him the mayonnaise missile. I said,
no, it's Chalk Doc. He's Chalk Doc.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some group text I was in there like, and there he is, the mayonnaise missile with the pick. And I was like,
that guy. Undrafted.
Why would you call him the mayonnaise missile? Will Levis is the mayonnaise man.
Yeah, that's Will Levis. He Blankenship is, way better than anyone ever would have thought he was going to be.
And yet, I keep seeing us in rumor trade talks for Buda Baker. Repeatedly, always
with that guy.
So you know that they're not going after Buda to sub in for CJ.
No,
they're going to the other side.
You got to remember too, like they've been saying this for at least 2 or 3 years now. He's aging. He's not the same Buda Baker as he was 3 years ago.
I think it was last year.
I think it was longer than that. I feel it's longer than that.
It just feels like it because we had such a long off season.
Yeah. So let's move on to Tampa Bay revenge game. I'm going to call this a revenge game. Tampa Bay has already put up posters saying Philly's coming for more. Philly wants some more. Yeah.
Yep.
Philly does want some more. Apparently, the Buccaneers are 4-1 over the last 5 games against the Eagles.
Yep.
How is this gonna shake out? What do you think? You go.
I don't know, man. That fucking body bag game against the Saints doesn't feel too good going in there without a lot of key players. And I would like to say that we're going to lean heavily on Barkley and run the game, but Lane is going to be out. So the blind's going to look a little bit different this week. So I'm not even confident in saying that. So needless to say, I'm already 1-2 in our picks here, but I might be leaning against the Eagles again this week. So
it's a tough one. It is a tough one.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mark?
I think we need to see a lot out of some players really fast. I think we need to see a lot more out of Jahan Dotson instantly. I think, obviously, we want to give the ball to Saquon a lot. I don't want to abuse that. I want him to be an all-season guy, So I don't want to overload him just because we're down two of our top receivers, or our 2 top receivers and top of the line.
But this is when you feature him. You're down your 2-star receivers. You feature him this week. Give him 30 carries. Feed him. Like I said, man, he's got this contract. Run him into the ground.
Mm-hmm. All right. I was going to say this would be a game where we're going to see a split between him and Gainwell. Maybe get some action with Gainwell. I want to see Goddard featured again. Goddard looked so good against the Saints. Thank you, Goddard. I finally benched you in fantasy football because you hadn't done anything. Love you, bud. It's awesome.
Right,
I did it all week. I can't tell you how many players I benched in fantasy football this week that then decided this was their week to play. It was so good. But you know what? I'd like to see Goddard. I'd like to see Jahan Dotson. I'd like to see our defense continue to be really good. I am a little nervous. There's, the offensive weapons down in Tampa haven't really fallen off. People thought they were going to. Evans is still one of the best receivers of all time. Rashad White's a very good running back, and their rookie, Bucky Irving, has been putting up yards in his sneaky little plays.
And don't forget Chris Godwin, too.
Of course, Chris Godwin. Can't forget him. But, yeah, they're an interesting team. They have Evan Ingram, right?
Yeah. No,
No, he left. Who do they
It's
have at tight end now?
Cat
Otten, yeah. I don't know how much he's doing this year. I haven't heard much about him. I know the tight ends in general have done nothing. Like Isaiah Likely first week, Zach Ertz a little bit here or there. Other than that, all tight ends have been kind of disappointing.
Travis Kelce has been invisible.
I'm okay with that.
They say that he's out of shape. They're saying
That's what they said. Yeah.
when we've been traveling all summer that he's not in football shape.
Maybe it's time to hang him up there, Kelty Bud. He's got an acting gig going on anyway. He's in some kind of new show, right? He's in some kind of horror show or something.
Yeah, he's in some new show too now.
Look,
I
enough
think we talked
about
about
Kansas
last
City.
week.
Enough about Kansas City. Look, we're facing Tampa. Tampa's got some weapons. Tampa's got some defense. However, Tampa just lost this past week.
They only scored 6-7 points too.
Yeah, and against
Broncos.
Denver?
Yeah.
Denver? I know at the beginning of the season we were discussing Rookie of the Year and all that. I put out there that if things went his way because of the Sean Payton formation, I wouldn't be as surprised if Bo Nix pulled it out a little sneaky because he's very accurate, quick, short reads. However, that did not look very good the first 2 weeks. Even though his accuracy was up there, the team sucks. Which is the team is garbage. I can tell you right now, the front runner Rookie of the Year is Jaden Daniels. That's not a question. That's the most frightening player in the league, in my opinion, right now, especially because he's in our division. And the Cowboys, as we saw past 3 weeks, look terrible. The Giants are just terrible. And suddenly the Commanders might be our toughest rival in the division.
I don't think so.
Warned y'all. I said Jordan Davis was going to be nice.
Backtrack from what I was saying, though, is the fact that Denver's bad. Denver's really bad.
Mm-hmm.
How they flew to Tampa and beat Tampa?
Who was undefeated as well.
Yeah. So I'm not super, I'm not up here with the Eagles right now because, oh, yeah, we got to win. I knew we were going to get a win. And we're down a few players. But I'm also not we're going to get rolled because how do you stumble to I mean, I get it. It's any given Sunday. But Denver's bad. So,
yeah.
Go Birds.
Well, I think, if we break it down, the Eagles have better quarterback. They've got better running backs. Now, because of this game, I would say the Buccaneers
have better receivers.
Better wide receivers.
Oh, God, yeah.
Dotson and Paris Campbell are two wide receivers right now. Eagles have a better tight end, obviously.
Shameful right there.
Because the Eagles' offensive line is beat up, maybe it's a push for offensive line.
Right.
Yeah, I could lean push. I'd probably actually lean their way on this one just because we are so beat, especially if we end up not having Becton either. But I can concede a push.
Concede a push.
My words are lacking.
Yeah, it's late. Now, defensive line, after the play they had against the Saints, the Buccaneers' defensive line is better than what they did last week than the Eagles.
Well, Veya's not going to play, I think.
He's not going to play.
No.
Lean towards the Eagles? Or not yet. They need another game under their belt to show that they can do this consistently.
I need to see something from Huff and Sweat, man, to be honest with you.
Well,
I'll put it this way. I'm considering our D-line, and I'm going, well, technically, they move Sweat and Huff around as linebackers. So, to me, the D-line is Carter, Milton, and Smith, or Davis.
Yeah.
That D-line looks so good. Those three big boys look great. The rest needs work. But our interior D-line looks so good.
Yeah.
And I just want to remind everyone that they're pretty young.
They are young. They are young.
I love it.
A lot of people, I was listening to the radio, they're talking about that Carter and Jordan Davis and are busts and Nolan Smith are busts because they haven't produced yet. But Nolan Smith, this is Nolan Smith's first full year. He's actually, playing more downs. He barely played any downs last year.
Yep.
Jalen Carter, he went from getting double teamed to being a complete menace last week. and Jordan Davis had a sack. So I think they flashed what they could be, and I like to see a couple more flashes. I guess you can.
I
say
think
it.
what you're going to see more of, and I said it before, but
Oh,
like
did
with
he?
Jordan Davis, you notice that the run game against us, if you have to get more analytical about it, but if the run game goes towards Jordan Davis, it doesn't go anywhere.
Correct.
Typically, if a team's running on us and they want to put yards up, they have to go away from Davis. So I think the problem is that a lot of sports fans are just, they just view things for the top. They don't really get in depth. They just go, he hasn't done anything. Where's his tackles? Where's the sacks? It goes, well, when teams are game planning away from you, that's a win. Like you look at like Darrelle Revis. Now he was, Revis Island. He was like one of the top corners. There was parts of his career where games would go and teams just wouldn't target him because they knew better. You don't suddenly go, what? Revis hasn't had a pick. Well, he hasn't been thrown to.
Well, speaking of corners, if we want to start talking about corners, we have an elite corner, I think, on the cusp of Quinyon Mitchell. Quinyon Mitchell.
Bro. What a draft.
Guys, he is showing up. He was left out there by himself. Right?
He should have had a pick 6 the other day. He just dropped it.
Should have had a pick 6.
Yeah, that was a college reaction right there.
Should have had a pick 6. He's actually, they trust him out there on the edge opposite. We haven't even seen or heard Isaiah Rodgers. I don't even know.
Shocked. I know he had a broken hand or something, doesn't he?
I know, but I thought he was going to be back, and but he hasn't been back at all.
But I think the way Quinyon's playing, I think they're like, you know what? Let's just rest you. Yeah. Make sure when you come back, you're healthy. We don't need to rush you back right now.
The way he's playing, he's the number one. I think he's got 7 broken up passes or something like that, the most in the NFL.
All right.
He's showing the beat that he was the number 1 pick. That's
nice. I like it.
Very nice. So I think corner wise, I think the Eagles are set. Slay did participate in practice this week. I know he got hit at late hit. He got fined. The guy who had hit got fined too.
Nasty late.
But it was like the guy just carried him out of bounds, and just kept on going and just going.
Which is crazy because in the he's carrying Slay and he sees Kamara go out of bounds before they get to the and then just goes
Still keeps going.
Guy, I know I was over there at the time. I was looking for something when you said about the whole one with the guy that hit Smith, who also then stood up and then spit on him.
Yeah. Now, I couldn't tell. I watched it over and over. I couldn't tell there was a spit or not. Did you actually see spit coming from the guy's mask?
I was just reading it. I didn't rewatch it. I'd have to rewatch it. I'll be honest, but I'm just saying that if it was, bro, that's beyond disrespectful.
100%. 100% it is.
I mean, the hit alone, in my opinion, is disrespectful. You see the player going down. You see him coming out backwards. You go right at his back.
Yeah,
bro,
that was a fish.
If you can't block in the back, you shouldn't be allowed to tackle like that. Like if they're stood up backwards, you shouldn't be there's got to be a limit to where you can tackle in the back.
No, I agree.
I agree. You're risking lives right there.
He was going backwards at least 5 to 6 yards before that guy came and hit him too. He was going back, and I don't know if it was.
You have 100 pounds on him easily, and how can you not see the fucking white out of bounds line that you just carried him across?
When the guy took Slay out of bounds.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when Devontae got hit. He was going backwards before, and I know when there's a guy, you can tell when the play is over.
And then there was one guy that
wasn't fighting,
that kind of went for a spear type tackle, and ended up because he was already down, jumped on top of him.
Yeah, I saw that towards the end. You're right, I did see that. And his helmet was off too, so he was almost going out. He was going to hit him in the face with his helmet. Right. Yeah, that was not a clean game on either. I guess mostly on the Saints side. Really, the Saints did have some dirty plays. I was surprised at that. Even, definitely. I think the
more rival than we knew.
Well, it's a new rivalry now, but I think the coach of the Saints, did he have anything to do with the whole bounty? With the Saints did that? Did they have anything to do with that?
I think they fired all them.
They all fired. Okay.
Yeah.
I will say though, I feel like we do have those random things where we have teams that are either a minor rivalry or in my life, I don't remember I feel like across my life of us playing Arizona, I feel like we've only beat them like once. I feel
Well,
like my whole life growing up, Arizona would beat us. Like they would be a terrible team and we'd lose to them.
How much do you remember that when the Cardinals were in the same division as the Eagles?
That's what I think is part of it. Is like, but
Do you remember that?
a little bit, yeah.
That was when they were the Phoenix Cardinals and they played them twice a year.
Yeah.
And that was when Vaisik Hima used to run, I think, every single punt return back on the Eagles every single time.
It's crazy.
And then they went and signed him, and he did the same thing for the Eagles. Yeah, so I think again, just real quick. Also, I think the Eagles are good with safeties. I think we have the better safeties, especially with the way Reed and CJ are playing. We're better in special teams because of whenever Nick uses Jake Elliott, he's the best one on the field, I think, in special teams.
Yeah, when they do.
And for coaching, I'm always going against Nick Sirianni's coaching. His coaching has not been.
Tell us how you really feel about Sirianni, Mike. Tell us how you.
I don't care who the other coaches on the other side. It's not good. It's not Sirianni. The way he talks about, it's my call to make these fourth down calls and leave points on the board. Like, how many times are you gonna leave points on the board on this?
So if we keep Sirianni, right, and then like next year, a certain coordinator from college gets promoted back to the NFL, and we have to go against. Who you choosing as your coach? There, my guy.
I'm going to bed.
Wow, that's wow.
You said against
stalemate.
Any coach. You said against
stalemate.
Any coach. Okay.
Stalemate.
I didn't know.
No choice. I won't.
Okay.
I won't choose. I won't choose that week. I won't even do that this week. Forget that.
There you go. I like it.
But good job not yet mentioning the name. We don't need to mention that.
No,
we know.
You know what we're talking about. Yeah,
exactly.
So the idea of the Eagles going down to Raymond James Stadium, where apparently I started doing this new thing on Instagram. It's 1-star reviews on stadiums that the Eagles are traveling to. Apparently, not a great stadium to go.
Pretty run down.
It's pretty disgusting.
Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay, Raymond James Stadium. Yeah. It's
Tampa Bay.
Their stadium doesn't rate much higher than the Commanders.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. A pretty bad environment. Pretty bad people who are working there, apparently. But a lot of 1-star reviews. So I posted anything on Instagram. Go check them out.
Do you think they'll play? Because Tampa's getting slammed by a hurricane right now.
That is true.
It is getting slammed by a hurricane. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wonder if
I said, where is the hurricane?
It's going through Tampa right now. It's going through Tampa right now. Yeah. The bridge between Tampa and St.
Florida.
Yeah, no.
The bridge between Tampa and St. Petersburg is covered in water right now.
No, they'll be fine then. The game that'll definitely be gone in the next couple days.
Yeah, it'll probably be Sunday. We'll be getting some of that left over, I'm sure.
Exactly. I mean, it looks like it's already reached up to like Richmond. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, it's huge. I think Hurricane Helen, is it Helen?
Yeah, it reached Helene.
And
it reached Category 4.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people are not moving, but traveling down today, I think, to go to the game. So I guess to get ahead of it, I don't know.
I'd probably wait a day or two.
Hopefully they got there this morning because they're not.
I think that's what happened. Yeah, it was that guy. The guy does the mohawk and he paints his face green. He uses thing. Okay. He was on the airplane today.
Nice. Imagine being able to go to every Eagles game. How nice must that be?
Must be. Must be. We'll get there.
I'd love to, because you think about it though, like it's not just going every game. Like, okay, you left Thursday, so you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's an afternoon game. You can probably be home in time for Monday. That's fine. But like, if it's a night game, you're not home Monday morning. Like you're missing 4 or 5 days a week.
Yeah, I don't know if this guy has a job outside of what he does with as that guy. What kind of job? He's got a mohawk that's slicked back down the. How's he?
Oh, his own business.
I don't know.
Maybe he runs.
How hard do you think it's to get that green paint off though?
Gotta be hard,
right?
Worth it.
Worth it. apparently the amount of Eagles fans that were down in New Orleans was impressive. There was a lot of Eagles fans there. Eagles, and they just travel so well. Hopefully they travel.
We traveled well to New Orleans.
Travel well to Tampa.
We'll definitely travel well to Tampa though, because the Phillies play there every spring. We have so many fans already down there.
Clearwater.
Oh, you think about it. Most people, I don't say most people, that's a bad term. There is a sizable percentage of people I know in our general area. When they reach retirement age, they go to one area of the world.
Florida.
Tampa, Clearwater.
Yeah.
That is the area that people from PA.
Well, this area, yeah. I found out that like if you live in like this northeast corridor here, you retire, you just go directly south, which is Florida. But I found out people who are like in Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, they don't go to Florida. They go to like Alabama. Yeah. And yeah, right. That's why I found out they fly to Alabama and like the tip of Alabama where like Gulf Shores, Alabama. That's where they moved to.
I guess.
Wow.
But yeah, no, I mean, you think about it though. Like if you haven't been there, if you go to Clearwater, the amount of people you meet that are just transfers from Pennsylvania and New York or New Jersey, insane. It's honestly, it's probably the best area to get a cheesesteak outside of Philly.
Probably, I would say so. Yeah,
sure. They just live there. They know what they're doing.
All right, let's do our one word for the Saints game, and then we're gonna do our score. For my one word for the Saints game would be wounded. We were wounded in that game. I think we limped out of that game with a win nonetheless, but definitely hurt going into this Tampa Bay game. Like last week, I chose the Saints because of the way they were playing. I think that I'm going to go back on my word and pick the Eagles to win this.
Scores.
What's that?
You can wait for the scores to say that part.
Well, yes, I'm going to say it's going to be a pretty low scoring game too. It's going to be like 21-7.
Oh, no blowout this week.
No blowout. They don't have as many weapons as they should. You know, Johan Dotson has not proven that he could be a weapon. Paris Campbell, he was on the practice squad, and they just signed John Ross again. So there's not a lot of guys that are going to be. Yeah.
Throw that deep ball. Miguel, what's your one word?
Oh.
How do you spell that?
Yeah, that's a hard one to spell.
Yeah.
How many H's are at the end of that?
H-H-H-U-A-U-A-H.
Yeah, pretty much that right there. Stressed because like, what is this team? Is this team a team that puts up 35 points a game? Is this team that's a defensive team that's gonna, be able to win low scoring games like this Saints game? Like, what are we? Like, are we a running team? Are we a passing team? Are we an RPO team? I don't know. So that makes me stressed.
I'm so tired of the RPOs. I'm sorry. I'm over those.
Right. Let's just get back to football. How about I formation and figure it out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Marcus.
So I thought about the word right.
Did you give us a score? You give us a score.
I did not give a score though.
You give me a score.
Oh shit. Man,
99-20 says so in his background.
99-20.
I'm still don't even know how to lean on this one. I feel like it's gonna be a low scoring game, like Mike said.
Yeah.
I feel it's gonna be a 17-10 deal. I just don't know who's putting up the 17.
Oh, got flip the point here.
Right.
Yeah, and it could be either one. That could be a score for either one of the teams. Yes,
right.
I agree.
So, just because our offensive line is hurt, I feel like Tampa Bay is gonna run away with this one.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I think this is the first time Miguel and I haven't been on the same page with teams winning here. This is going to change the records here, Miguel.
Yeah, well, got to do something to break that.
Mark, what do you say?
What you got, boy?
Yeah, it's a good one. I was thinking of the word right as my word.
Right?
Yeah, right, just because I was right. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
Jeez.
I can't do that. No, actually, I think my choice of word is future.
Future.
Because I see the future in our defense.
So positive.
I am. I really am. I think, when you think about it, they average, 42 points a game and then hit a brick wall.
Yeah.
Like, your train going that fast doesn't stop like that unless something big gets in the way. And that something big is some dogs on our D line. And I think I see the future in them. And I think a little bit of future coming when we get our boys back in a couple weeks here, 2-3 weeks. When you see AJ Brown back on the field, you're going to see our offense. I mean, statistically, I saw the little barbershop you guys saw too. With AJ Brown on the field, we average like 28 point something points per game. Without him, we're averaging 15. That's a crazy difference.
It's a big difference.
However, we're also missing Devontae Smith this week. So, with that said, I believe
that we will win.
I believe that the Birds come away with something here. However, I believe it's going to be a little more nail-biting than we'd like it to be.
Can't stand that.
13-12.
Birds?
Birds.
Wow. That is a crazy score. 13-12.
Imagine if we, pull a little Elliott there at the end to win the game.
That's what I was just about to say. I was just about to say that. That's the we're down 10. We got 10. It's 12-10 driving down the field.
Yeah.
And we send out Acres. Jake Elliott to kick a 50-yard field goal, 60-yard field goal to win the game.
I can see it.
No, I think it's become a little more reliable. I think it's a nice, easy, 38-yarder.
Yeah, there's an Instagrammer there's an Instagrammer that kicks every week. She kicks all of Jake Elliott's field goals.
Damn.
And so
she make the 60-yarders?
She did not make the 60-yarder.
Oh, okay.
He tried, and guess what? Neither did he.
That's
he didn't
true.
make it either. So.
Granted, can you blame him? He's barely kicked all year and comes off, goes, yeah, guys.
Yeah, what's he gonna do?
I haven't used you forever.
Yeah.
You know what else would be really funny is if we actually use him early because everyone's bitching that we need to use him.
Right.
And that instead of being down by the 12-10 and we use him to win it, if instead we're down 12-6, we've used him twice already and we have to score the touchdown to win it.
Well, it's a good point because he really he doesn't do a lot of kicking. He doesn't do the kickoffs. Brad Mann does, and so he really is just sitting on the sidelines, just twiddling his thumbs, waiting.
Well, they asked him to kick into the kickoff zone, and he just kicked into the stands again. And they're like, "All right."
And Nick is just like, "Well, I have a really good kicker, but I'm just gonna go for it on 4th and 75. Just gonna kick, go for it."
Oh yeah. So
I'm sorry. The guys, I was very much a Nick Sirianni guy last year. I was very supportive of what his play calling was, and that it was all. I was on his side. I am no longer on his side. Not
Welcome
anymore.
To the dark side.
Not anymore. I'm done. Done with it. Done. These are really low scores. Like the first couple of weeks, we were like blowout games. I did 40 points. Miguel 31, 24 from Mark, 31, 27, 35, 27, 35, 24. Like now we're down to 13, 17, and 21. It's a big fall off, right?
We're missing a lot of players, man. Our offense is hurting.
Yeah, there's a lot of players being missing to try to beat a team that's. These both teams are now 2-1. So the Eagles.
I'll put it this way. I'm predicting the win. I'm not shocked if we lose this one.
No.
This isn't going to hurt my soul. Now, I mean, if we go down there and lose by 40 points, I'm devastated.
Yeah.
But if we lose by, a field goal, a touchdown, like about 1-score game, I'm just saying right now, any Eagles fans out there, don't overreact. We're missing so many pieces. Relax.
There will be.
Calm yourself.
I don't like going into that week 5 by 2-2. I'll take a 3-1.
Agreed, but it's a lot better than last week when you guys were saying it might be a 1-3. At least it can't be a 1-3.
1-3 means goodbye, Nick Sirianni. That's what 1-3 would have been.
Oh no,
it would have been. Now we gotta wait to the end of the year.
I think you're gonna wait to the end of the year no matter what.
Yeah. So.
And if that team turns it around, you're gonna wait to the end of the next 2-3 years.
Bleh.
Put it this way: would you rather have him and win Super Bowls, or would you rather move on from him and try to rebuild a team again with a new coach?
That's right. The team doesn't need to be rebuilt.
No, but you're going to get a coach come in here and say, I want my personnel to do this, and I want this, and it's going to take everyone's going to have to learn a new playbook. It's not going to work. No. I'll tell you right now, you want to win. You got to win right now.
And they're already talking about Jalen Hurts learning like the 9th playbook of his career. So
he's catching up to a few others out there. Herbert to a few others that have been just going through offensive coordinators.
Apparently, the two he's only had one. He can't remember anything else before.
No, too soon, Mike. Too soon. Too soon.
Yeah, say Herbert's on to his like 20th since like his freshman year of college. He's had new coordinator. I think they said since his senior year of high school, he's had new coordinator or coach every year of his career.
Yeah,
that's insane. And he's still put up how many his numbers. That's unreal.
Yeah.
I keep telling people, no one understands how lucky Pat Mahomes has it. Like, yes, Pat Mahomes is good, don't get me wrong, but to have the same coach and, for the most part, same coordinators most of your career is unheard of right now. Everyone's flipping.
Did you see the video? The Chiefs are only 3 plays removed from being 0-3.
Wouldn't surprise me.
They're only 3 plays. The one play where the guy's toe was just outside of the.
Is that likely?
Yeah, that's one.
Big toe.
Very big toe. Number 2 was the pass interference called against the Bengals going down the field, so then the score. And 3 was the blatant pass interference on Kyle Pitts when he tackled Kyle Pitts in the end zone.
Nope, not according to the refs. He didn't. Kyle Pitts fell over.
We saw what happened.
You didn't get it straight. If you want to be a successful podcast, you have to be on the NFL's.
Oh, yeah, I do have to do that. Yes.
Yeah. So no, I don't know if you heard, like even the Kelseys were like, even Jason was just yanking on it right there. Like, oh no, I don't know. Everyone's talking about this pass interference. There was clearly no pass interference, or oh, he clearly got there early on the Chiefs player. No, he did not.
Clearly.
No, he did not. Well,
wasn't there a similar play on Monday Night Football that it was called pass interference? So
what? There was no penalties on Monday. Wait, which game?
I think it was the Washington Bengals game.
There was no penalties in that game.
No penalties? I forget which one it was though.
There was no must have been the game before, the Jacksonville Buffalo.
That was disgusting.
Maybe.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are they're not good.
How are the Bills? I'm sorry. I thought the Bills were gonna have a bad year. Why are they undefeated?
They're playing pretty well.
How about this? Pittsburgh's undefeated. They have 3 touchdowns in the season.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I don't know. Pittsburgh always finds a way to.
It's Tomlin, bro.
Win games. Like I don't know how they
do it. Coaching is
he's a very good coach.
Got them those wins.
I'll tell you, you want to know a coach I'm willing to have? It's Tomlin.
Yeah, I'll take him in a second.
He's literally never had a losing season.
No, literally, he really hasn't.
Yeah, I take him too. But the talk on New York sports radio is that the Eagles that Sirianni has lost the locker room. So no.
What is New York now?
Yes, it's New York. New York, man.
What do they say, Miguel? How do they know that he's lost the locker room?
New York, New Jersey, they're all the same.
That's what I like a sports radio. I don't know where to get the information from, but that's what my man said on the radio.
That's wild.
You know, I feel like he probably got the same information as the GM of the Giants, who said Saquon's not going to Philly. Like I feel like that's where they get their same information from. Because I'll bet that sports radio go back there probably. Yeah, good thing is Saquon's not going to go to Philly. Oh man, he's definitely not going to go to Philly.
And then he went to Philly.
Yeah,
Sirianni lost the locker room. He definitely lost the locker room.
I don't know.
Who knows, man?
I don't think if the Giants, I don't think that guy Dable is going to have a job at the end of this year if they keep playing the way they just did. And now that Malik Neighbors could be out a little bit more.
You know what sucks?
I guess you wish you traded him now, don't you, Miguel?
Shut it.
Or are you going to try to trade Neighbors?
Yeah, I was
trying to get Neighbors.
Some offers. I tried to offer him for Neighbors, and he said no. But I was like, oh, now you probably should have done it now.
You'd like to make a trade for Neighbors? I'll open up the app right now.
Yeah, I'll take. You want to trade him now?
I'll take him. If you don't think he's going to come back and be good,
no, I do.
I'll tell you what, though. That's the real shame right there. Is that he is again a star. That's the second time they've had a receiver star, and there's nobody else on that damn team. They give them even with Daniel Jones, give them a reliable running back that doesn't run backwards like Singletary. Give them a second option receiver. They're gonna look really good.
Yeah, they look good with Jones and Neighbors, but then like there's a big fall off.
Suddenly, Jones looks like a good, competent quarterback with Neighbors on the field.
Yeah, imagine if they would have kept Saquon.
Right. Imagine if they kept Saquon. They would have been a legitimate team.
Yeah.
A good 1-2-3 punch right there.
Imagine if they kept Saquon and then somehow negotiated Ayuk to come over to the Giants because he wanted to go to New York.
Yeah. It's not a really well managed team. I'm really noticing that. It's
almost like that city doesn't manage sports well.
It's weird.
Yeah. Like the Yankees only won because they had no salary cap.
Yes.
Like they're just like, I have all the money to spend. Bye, everybody. Just like Dallas Cowboys and San Francisco 49ers only won when there was no salary cap. Once the salary cap came into place, suddenly they all suck.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we've kind of like exhausted this, and we covered everything here.
I'll tell you what, I was exhausted. This guy.
Yeah, we're burning the midnight oil.
Literally.
Actually,
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh,
mine's all burnt.
5 now. Yeah, I'm about to burn something. It's not oil.
Oh, there you go. There we go.
Mine was incense. Yours is some other incense.
Yeah. It's a plant.
It's a plant.
Good times.
Nice.
Or was a plant.
Again, thank you guys.
Oregano.
Again.
Yep.
We'll do our hot takes, in-game hot takes. Keep looking out for that. That's actually been a good hit on YouTube. People are enjoying that.
Oh, nice.
So thank you for listening, and we will see you next week.
You already know how we do. EAGLES.
Eagles. Let's go.
Birds. Hey, Mike. Here's some hurricane music. I don't know, man.
Hurricane. Uncopyrighted music is coming right up.
Hurricane, you made me fall.